Think freezer meals are just for the middle of the work week? Think again. I'm about to show y'all from start to finish one of my favorite freezer meal recipes that we have that is oh so delicious to serve to your mom on Mother's Day. And make sure y'all are paying attention because I'm also going to mention 4 other delicious recipes that I love while I'm cooking this. So if you want to find out what I'm going to make my mom for her very special day, just keep watching. Today, y'all are going to be making with me one of my favorite recipes that we have inside our membership, our Copycat Texas Roadhouse pot roast. It is delicious. It is great to make for your mom on her very special day. I'm going to show you how I go ahead and make it and prep it. Whenever I am prepping this, normally when I prep this, I normally prep one to make for dinner that same day, and then I prep one or two for my freezer. A lot of times people think this meal, if it's a freezer meal, it's going to come out all mushy and gross. It's not. It's delicious. Honestly, in my opinion, it comes out even more delicious because all the flavors and the seasonings are just marinating together in here, and it's delicious. I like to sear mine first on all sides. I feel like it gives it a little bit more flavor. If you are going to sear it first, and then I put it in a large bowl. That way it can kind of cool down. While it's cooling down, I go ahead and prep the rest of my ingredients because I'm going to mix everything together in this bowl and then put it in my freezer bag and date it for a later date. All right, y'all, let's get this roast seared. You want to start by making sure your pan is very hot. As soon as you put that meat in, you want it to start searing immediately. So I should wait a little bit longer, but I'm going to go ahead and set it down. When I sear it, you're obviously just cooking it just a little on each side. You just want to make sure you're browning all the sides, even those small little edges. That's kind of what I'm looking for. I'll flip it over. I might do it a little bit more on that side, but that's kind of what you're looking for. I might brown it a little bit longer, but that's all you're looking for. It just kind of helps bring the flavor out in the meat. When I'm searing it on all sides, even these really small sides. So you want to get the main parts, and then I hold it up like this, which I'll probably do that a little bit more. So I'm going to hold it up like this because you really want to make sure if you do choose to sear your roast, you're searing even the edge. Once it is seared on all sides, I go ahead and throw this into the crock pot. If I'm putting this in my freezer bag, I first like to put this into a glass bowl. That way it can cool off a little bit, and I'll add the additional ingredients. I don't use crock pot liners. I just use a nonstick spray. That way it helps with cleanup at the very end. So once it's seared, I have sprayed my crock pot liner with a nonstick spray, and I go ahead and place my roast in there. And I am prepping this for my freezer. I'll just stick the roast in my glass bowl right here, let it cool off, and then put the additional ingredients on it. And then once everything is together, I'll put everything in my freezer bag and get that in the freezer. All right, so this recipe, I'm using a 2.5 pound chuck roast. Use whatever you like. One yellow onion diced up, 1 green bell pepper, 2 stalks of celery, 2 large potatoes chopped up, and I go ahead and get my stuff prepped. You can use a chopper if you want to as well. 1/2 cup of tomato sauce, 1/2 cup of barbecue sauce, minced garlic, and then for my spices, it's just going to be salt, pepper, and a little bit of thyme. So I will go ahead and I'll just sprinkle all those in. I go ahead and put those directly on the meat. That's what I like to do. Get those in there. And then I will get all my veggies put in. So I've got my seasonings, my tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, celery, green pepper, 1 green bell pepper, and then 2 really big potatoes. You can do 3 if you want. Oops, I forgot these potatoes. Okay, throw those in there. Let's get our onion chopped up. My top 5 favorite freezer meals that we have inside of our membership. So delicious. I use them for like our Sunday dinners, family get-togethers, special occasions. First up is obviously this Copycat Texas Roadhouse roast. The second recipe that we have is our juiciest brisket recipe. It is so delicious. You'll have to try it. Even my husband likes it, and he's such a grill master and has a big green egg, so he's really particular about brisket, and even he loved it. The third recipe is our Olive Garden chicken pasta. Oh, it's so delicious. Serve it with salad and breadsticks. The fourth is our cranberry orange chicken. Not only is that a delicious dinner option, but it also makes for like a beautiful presentation. And my fifth recipe that I loved is our baked tomato and feta pasta. Oh, that one is delicious. Feta is better, y'all. I'm telling you, make that dish. That's also a good dish for your mom if she's not a big meat eater. So you don't have to worry about, a big meat and potato meal. If you want to make something like that for her, that is an excellent option. All these recipes are inside our membership. Make sure y'all check out our description box below because we will have a link down there for a very limited time. We're going to have a special price on our lifetime FreezerFit membership. This recipe also calls for 2 cubes of like the beef bouillon cubes. A tip from me to you to save a little bit of money is I buy this Better Than Bouillon, or I go to like Sam's Club or Costco and get the huge, okay, now that way I can save, and I can't even open this. Yes, I can. I can do it. So you don't have to buy like the beef stock or beef broth or anything like that. You can make your own very easily. This is what it looks like. And 1 teaspoon of this is equal to 1 cube, not tablespoon. So 1 teaspoon of this is equal to 1 cube. You want to dissolve 1 teaspoon of this into 8 ounces of boiling water. So since I need 2 cubes, I'm just going to do 2 teaspoons of this and 16 ounces of water. I'm just going to heat it up. Water is boiling. I'm just taking a little teaspoon and 1 teaspoon. That's probably a little bit too much. That's okay. Measure with your heart. Whoop. About 2 teaspoons. I'll do a little bit less on that. And then you want to just dissolve it all together. That way you're not just dumping in this like beef bouillon concentrate directly into your recipe. And you just stir it up and dissolve. And then once it's fully dissolved, you add it to your roast. Add in our beef broth. I want to make sure I'm distributing this everywhere.
Here's the moment of truth, y'all. It has been on low for 10 hours. Oh, she looks beautiful. My entire house smells amazing. My family is so excited to eat this. It turned out fabulous. And there was absolutely no peeking during this time period. I highly recommend that when you are cooking something in the crock pot, keep your lid on. That way you can really maintain that great cooking temperature and your roast will fall apart just like mine. Look how fork tender this is. I was barely even able to hold it up with these 2 forks, as you can see here. I'm using a regular one and then a serving one, and it is so tender. I'm having to use both of them to scoop them onto my serving dish. I served mine with mashed potatoes and Sister Schubert rolls. I love their yeast dinner rolls. They are delicious. The potatoes were also cooked perfectly. Look at this. This was low for 10 hours. They are fork tender, but still hold their shape, and they are not mushy at all. This just proves that freezer meals are not mushy and bland. They can be full of flavor and even delicious enough to serve to the mom in your life on her very special day. Pick out your most beautiful serving dish and she will really appreciate it. Which recipe are y'all gonna try?
Thank y'all so much for watching. My name is Meredith with FreezerFit. Make sure y'all are subscribed to our channel, like this video, and I'll see y'all next time.